grocery store, what am I doing? I'm talking about freedom. I'm talking about elections. I'm talking about bills coming up. I want to see y'all do that. A torch is inside of me. You know why? I've got 2 grandbabies, little grandbabies. They're so cute. They are counting on me for our future. Okay? They're counting on you for your future. Your kids. Whatever it is that's your purpose in life, remember we all have a purpose. You got to start fighting. So I'm going to tell you about my daughter real quick, and I'm almost done here. She is 17, gorgeous girl. Disorder right in the thick of the pandemic. When she needed me the most, they put her behind a wall and would not let me see her because they said the C word, I'm careful for the screamers, wouldn't allow us because of those mandates. We finally talked some nurses in. These nurses, these same nurses that are getting fired right now, they saved my daughter's life. Got a nurse right here? Thank you. We appreciate you. We had people who got it and they were behind the counter, letting us have that contact with our kids, knowing what was going on was a bunch of BS. But that mandate situation with my daughter when she needed me the most, I couldn't take it. So something rose up in me that this is not right. Like a parent should be able to be next to her daughter when she's about to die. She almost died 3 times that year. 70 to 80% of mental disorder and eating disorders and things like that are happening right now. And it's all pandemic. Let's talk about our veterans, PTSD. The PTSD situation is rising. No one's Can y'all hear me on this one?
Technical difficulties.
Came to the rescue.
Get paid enough for that.
Ah, well. I got it.
Where did you... tripod.
Hello, hello?
Huh?
All right, step 1, tech support. Turn it off and then turn it back on, see if that works.
I'm gonna do it. So, I'm putting my hand away from the power button. So the veterans, really quick in summary of everything. The veterans, we need a... I had a veteran, Cam and I rode with the... You guys know about the biker group, the veterans biker group, Run for the Wall. There was 600 that just rode through Missouri a few weeks ago, and guess what? Not one damn reporter was out there. That's bullshit. I'm sorry. Excuse my language. That is ridiculous. We need to get out on those flags. So Cam and I, Jen, where are you at? We were all out there on the flags. We just decided to grab a flag. A gentleman came up to us and he saw us and he brought a whole trailer of flags. He said, I'm a veteran. Who are you people? And I said, we're the people's movement. Show me freedom. He goes, whatever you're doing, and tears were streaming down his eyes. He said, I'm a veteran from the... And he said, you are the reason we fought. Don't stop what y'all are doing. Let's reignite patriotism. You know, is to reunite, join the people who fought for us. Didn't even bat an eye. And so we stood out there and 30 people that came out and grabbed flags stood with us. People honking underneath. It was so freaking cool. So find local veterans. Yesterday when we did that ride, that was with veterans. Find them. They need our help. So I just wanted to touch on that. And then the last thing I have for you is you can hate me later, as Brian Rossi says. But right now, quiet. We have elections that are coming up in a few days. Go over here, check out this. They've got, I think, do you have portable scorecards people can take with them as well? Perfect, okay. It shows now, politicians, one of the biggest is what? Lying. So we've got, I have mad props to those of y'all who came out here today. Thank you. We really appreciate that because someone listened to We the People. So people like that you want to pay attention to who are taking the time to come out. The BSers in their offices, we need to clean house. Let's get a new whoever's there now, they ain't working. They ain't working for us. We've seen it. Y'all seen what they're doing to stand them out in DC? Do you see what they just need to X-ray? That's crazy. So enough of all that. Just wanted y'all to know why we're here. We have our Missouri group. It's called the People's Movement Dash Missouri. Find us. I put a lot of things. My name on Facebook is Rebecca Sheehan Holmes Kate. Put a lot of stuff out there to share out. Be sure look for things coming up. There's a group behind the scenes. They're called Operation Take Back America. They're going through county by county, and they've already sent me some with their recommendations who are on our same page. If that's something you're interested in, private message me. Once your county's released, I'll send that out to you because it's some. So we have the pleasure today of Mona, who's been out in DC. So proud of you, Mona. You're amazing. And she has, you guys, she's been fighting for us since how long?
Honey, I've been around our vets and our freedom for, this will be my 18th year.
She's been protesting since.
I've been protesting since forever, honey. I go into the Capitol building and remind them that they work for me. I do that quite often.
She laid at one point in front of, was it a mayor? In front of the office door that he couldn't get out for lunch.
Oh yeah, I was only, if you really figured it up, I've been protesting for 60 years.
God bless you.
Okay? Yeah, they told us that the blacks could get on the bus and ride to my school, but I had to walk 2 miles. I said, oh no, that ain't fair. You picking them up 1 block from me, and I gotta walk? No, that bus is coming into the school empty. I said, if they can ride the bus, I can too. And you know what? I won. Me and 2 other girls wouldn't let the mayor out of his office until he heard us. See, I have a slogan on my truck that I think should be our slogan. Freedom's a great. I demand to be heard. All right, everybody. Oh, I'm so happy to be here. I can't tell you. I am just literally got goosebumps from my toes to my nose. Okay? Anyway, I spoke before, but last 2 nights ago, I sat down with my sister-in-law. My brother passed away about 2 years ago, Mr. J.R. Lump. And we got to looking through some of his poetry. And we found too that right now is going to be the first time they've ever been spoken in the living room of my brother. And you'd think when we got to reading these that he wrote them yesterday. They fit. So before I do the one y'all want to hear, I'm going to read these 2 beautiful pieces of poetry. Our forefathers came, they fought, they died. For freedom land, their tears they cried. And they made their stand to live and love on freedom land. In a log cabin, they were born, and they made their farms. And when they joined the angel band, they buried them in freedom land. Sweet freedom land, our sweet freedom land. There your mighty hills we stand, and love on freedom land. The freedom movement now is on. From American shores, there comes a for freedom rights, we take our stand. We live and die for freedom land. For freedom land, God made his plan. On majestic hills, the flag still stands. For freedom demand we live and die for freedom land. This one here, as we ran across it, my sister-in-law said that it was one of her favorites. So here goes. While standing on a mountain high and watched the world blow, I saw even there my heart was feeling low. Then upon the mountain air, a mighty eagle called, and he said, "Long live America." Fall. And as I watched his graceful wings cut through the then a mighty his message loud said, "To live, to learn to die. Sometimes we give our all." And again, long live America. Don't you let her freedom fall. And as he drifted on the wind, wings spread wide to cast a shadow where I stood, weakness he might hide. Screamed, "Stand up for God, for is all." And again, long live America. Don't you let her freedom fall. Before I do the Johnny O. Cash song, I called it the right one. I want to tell you folks something. You know, we're about to head into hurricane. We got a tornado that hit up north. And you know the magic of a disaster. I've seen it from coast to coast and shore to shore over the years working after hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, and fires. There's a miracle that happens. And to love one another. After every disaster, the American people rose to pick up trash, lumber, mud out someone's house, or help build their house back. It's Americans that do that. No other country came to Joplin. There wasn't a single other country represented in Moore, Oklahoma, or in City, Missouri. But Americans, the good, generous, and honest human beings, stood up. And for a moment, everyone cared about each other. If only we could keep the magic of a disaster in this country. If we could learn to love our neighbors simply because they breathe. Not about what they believe. Not about what their skin color or heritage is. But I love you all simply because God gave you. So therefore, please try to remember the magic. Without further ado, I was so walking past this here county courthouse square bench, and an old feller was sitting there. And I said to him, I said, "Hey feller, your old courthouse, it's a mighty run down." And he said, "Well, yeah, but it'll do for our little town." I said, "Yes, sir, but your old flagpole, she sure is leaning a bit. And that there, sir, a raggediest old flag you got hanging on it." And he looked at me and he said, "Honey, I think you need to have a seat." So I sat down. And he said, "Oh, I reckon this here's the first time you've been to Arlington. You see, honey, the folks around here, we don't like to brag, but we just happen to be mighty proud of that ragged old thing. You see, darling, she got them powder burns the night that Francis got killed. Sat watching her and writing, "Oh, say, can you see her?" She got cut with a sword down there in Chancellorsville. And she got cut again up there on Shiloh Hill. She nearly fell at the Alamo, but baby, beside this flag, she waved on them. And she got that great big old rip down in New Orleans when packing hands went tugging in her seat. Why, with Robert E. Lee, Beauregard, and Bragg, baby, that old south wind on that ragged old flag. Now, she got that great big old hole back in World War I from the shell of one of them big old German Bertha guns. And baby, I'm here to tell you, I seen her turn blood red in World War II. And she hung limping low a time or two. But she went to Korea, and she stood right beside them young boys over there in Vietnam. She did 100 days in Saudi, out on the burning sand. You know, baby, that old flag, she's with where she's been sent by her Uncle Sam. And proudly, we have always waved her from ships out on the briny foam. But the truth is, we have just about quit waving her right back here at home. Why, homeland, she's being abused. She's been burned, dishonored, denied. And this here government for which she stands, well, honey, it's scandal throughout the land. Do you remember when terrorists came? And thousands of people would suffer and die. When 911 was the call, when on 911, those towers did fall. But Americans, they stood up and they gave her up. And proud that graveyard rubble, that old flag did stand. Now I know you youngins might think she's straight and she's wearing kind of thin. Why, but I think she's in pretty good shape for the shape she's in. Tell her that raises her up every morning. And I take her down every night. And I ain't never let her touch the ground. And I always take the time necessary to fold her up right. Well, on second thought, I do like to brag, because I happen to be mighty proud of that ragged old flag. Today I want you all to remember something. I have a calendar here for next year. It is the sayings of our founding fathers. I'm just going to pick one because God's going to give me the right one to pick. He always does. And this one is by John Adams. And it says, liberty cannot be without a general knowledge among the people. I am going to appeal to each of you. We are to regain our rights given to us by the Declaration of Independence and our Constitution. I am going to ask every one of you, when you go home tonight, I want you to log on to civicstest.gov. Take the Constitution test. Know what's in know your rights, liberties.
It's just kind of
And
rude to
believe
have a
me,
speaker up who's speaking.
there's
Wants to
people
hold
out
a
there running for
conversation.
office. I asked him one of them just the other day. He said he'd never taken the Constitution test.
I'd love to speak
I
and
said,
call him
well,
out.
about Article 5.
I'm not
He
popular,
says,
but
well,
You're
in
popular
Article
with
5,
me. I mean, that's not popular, but I don't give a
Congress
shit.
But I guess
gets
we're
to
like family,
change
right?
amendments and add
I like to
amendments
call
to
politicians out for
Declaration
being
of
politicians.
Independence. I said, yeah,
Spot
but
them a
you
mile away,
forgot
kinda
that
like
little
car salesmen and
two-letter
attorneys.
word.
The one lady is selling.
It says
The one lady is
for
selling. He's a
conviction
veteran.
of 2/3 of the
That's what he
states
does.
can send people to a convention change the right amendments to the Constitution. Our founding fathers knew there would be a time when the people would have to stand up and rise and take back their government from a tyrannical group of demons. Give us a chance. So as you're talking to all your representatives, I ask you to ask them one thing. Please ratify the Convention of States. I am happy to announce that Missouri has been a member of the Convention of States now for 15 years. And they just re-ratified it. We are definitely in Missouri. We are members of the states. We need 32 states to agree to the convention in order to call a convention that the government can't stop us. And we will need 34 states to ratify any amendment. The Convention of States has 3 amendments they wish to change in the Constitution. It's the most important one. It's called term limits. When you've done your 2 terms, go with no pay, with no insurance, be an American citizen.
Amen.
Number 2, no household stands without balancing their budget. And we are going to demand by constitutional amendment that the federal government only spend that which they take in. A budget. Right? Now, we are going to get rid of the Federal Reserve Bank. We're going to go back to a gold-backed dollar. We're going to get rid of this printing money notes. Remember their promissory notes? It says it right on it. It's a debt note. We're going to get, and we're going to bring back with American gold-backed dollars. Love you.
Makes too much sense, Mona. It makes too much sense.
Sense? Are you talking common sense?
Yeah.
Mr. G, common sense? You don't want common no more.
You're telling me?
It ain't common no more. Look out of here. And it cost you, Mr. G, to fill your tank.
$5 to $6 a gallon.
How much to fill?
Probably about $1,200. And that's not even-
$1,200 to fill a truck. And he's gonna haul a load and they're gonna pay him $1,000.
Yep.
Now he just got paid He just paid out of his own pocket $2 milk.
Yep.
Truckers can't keep it up. And before long, there ain't gonna be no milk. There ain't gonna be no medicine. Because everything comes by truck. And I want to thank the truckers that have taken their time off and not hauled the load. Thank you, Mr. G. Thank you, Brian. Please, we need to send people to its knees. There is no more than 72 hours worth of food in any city in the United States. If we could get the truck turn their key to the left on a single day, wherever they are, on whatever highway they're driving down, at a certain moment in time, shut the engine off for days. Let's take this country to its knees. Teach them who it is that truly country. Thank you, truckers.
Hey, Becca, are we ready? About ready for food?
I chew it. Let's go. I know how to chew.
Gonna start lines?
I love
Two lines, is that what you're saying, on each
I
side?
liked it. It was very good.
Everything was beautiful.
His thought he wrote him yesterday from just this moment.
Yeah.
Both 20 years ago.
I think I got all that.
Nothing's changed. It's just gotten worse.
Yes.
All right, sounds like food is ready, so we are going to start on
I
the
have
picnic
had
tables
a-
over here with meat and
I'm not
buns,
sure.
and then all the sides are up
I'm just
there in the
good
window,
with
it sounds like. So
I guess
we want to
that's
go ahead
Patrick
and start
Henry,
two
isn't it?
lines. You guys
Yeah.
are kids, I know they're probably hungry, so
Give me liberty
let
or
the
give me
kiddos
death.
get up there
Yep.
first.
I have just begun to fight. We're going to have a battle on our hands starting August 2nd.
We're gonna do two lines.
glorious
The meat is
man
at the
on
end with
this.
your butt. Chips in the middle.
then I gotta go
Sides
back
are gonna
to
be out
pizza.
there. Your desserts are gonna be in the little
Then I got to
booth.
return.
For kids, there's tax over here. Any of these tables,
All right, folks. We're going to be getting ready to get some food and everything. Y'all keep your ears and eyes open for that notification.
share with everybody. We've got the X-ray that has a little bit to share. Then we'll head out to convoy. After convoying, anyone we'll come back here for some patriotic karaoke.
Shutting it down.
There is going to be a
If I am
donation.
not live streaming,
Taylor Johnston, where
go
you
to
at?
JN, J_N, that's Jesse Nagy, this gentleman right there. He's also live streaming. If I can't get,
Please do so. Everyone,
then
you're here
go ahead
because
and watch
of
them.
So thank you for being
especially
We've already said grace, so go ahead
Jesse
and
Nagy there, JN, J_N.
Also, we set up a Give, Send, Go for the Show Me Freedom